Insulin is required for all persons with type 1 diabetes and several patients with type 2 diabetes to control their blood sugar levels. For the time being, there seem to be two methods: using only a needle or pen to inject it, or utilizing an insulin pump. An insulin pump is a computerized device that is modest in size. It works by delivering insulin through a tiny tube inserted beneath your skin. Let's know about the basics of an insulin pump. Blood sugar levels must be kept within a healthy range, as persons with diabetes are well aware. Controlling your blood sugar not only makes you feel better, but it also helps you avoid long-term diabetic problems like blindness, renal failure, and cardiovascular disease. Insulin is a hormone produced by your pancreas that regulates the quantity of sugar in your bloodstream. Does it appear to be significant? It's true. Type 1 diabetes is caused by a lack of insulin, a hormone that aids the body's utilization of sugar or glucose, a crucial energy source derived from carbs. If you already have type 1 diabetes, you will need to use insulin therapy to compensate for the shortage of insulin. People with type 2 diabetes, on the other hand, generate insulin, but their systems don't utilize it well or don't make enough of it. Blood sugar levels can sometimes be controlled with diet, fitness, and pharmaceuticals. However, in some circumstances, these treatments are insufficient, and insulin therapy is required to achieve improved blood sugar levels. Though insulin can be administered by self-injection, patients who require many daily insulin injections may benefit from using an insulin pump. An insulin pump delivers short-acting insulin continuously throughout the day. Long-acting insulin is no longer required thanks to the insulin pump. A pump therefore aims to strengthen your blood sugar levels by replacing many daily injections with a constant insulin infusion. Now let's take a look at what insulin pumps are and how they work. Insulin pumps are tiny automated devices that imitate the human pancreas's function by continually administering limited amounts of short-acting insulin or basal rate. Whenever a meal is consumed, the device simultaneously delivers varied doses of insulin or bolus. Basal insulin rates are generally configured in your pump with the help of your physician, and you can have one or several basal settings based on your requirements. Right on the pump, you can select the quantity of insulin for your mealtime bolus. Many insulin pumps include built-in bolus calculators that may allow you to check out just how much insulin you must have at meals based on your blood sugar levels and the quantity of carbs you're consuming. The pump, which is about the length of a cell, is linked to a pipe or catheter that is attached to a small cannula that is put into the layer of fat beneath your skin, generally around your stomach area, and delivers insulin. The pump can be carried in a pump pouch around your waistline, or a belt or bra in a pocket or on a wristband. You may handle your insulin pump with elegance thanks to the selection of custom-made attachments. You'll need hands-on instruction from your treatment team to operate an insulin pump. They'll show you how to load the pump reservoir, prime tubing, choose an infusion site, replace an infusion set, detach the device, calculate and program basal and bolus doses, troubleshoot possible issues, develop alternative procedures in the event of pump failure, and avoid diabetic ketoacidosis. Pumps of various types. Insulin pumps come in a number of styles, and your diabetes treatment staff may assist you in selecting the right one for you. There have been two types of pump devices in general. Number 2. Traditional insulin pumps feature an insulin reservoir or container and pumping motor, as well as tubing and an infusion set to connect to the body. The base of the pump has controls that enable you to configure insulin administration for meals, different kinds of basal rates, and if required, to halt the insulin infusion. Number 1. Insulin patch pumps are tiny cases with a reservoir, pumping machinery, and infusion set that are placed straight on the body. A second device controls patch pumps remotely, allowing setting of insulin administration for meals from the patch. Some pumps can transmit information with constant glucose monitoring devices, which are implanted beneath the skin and continuously monitor blood sugar levels throughout the day. Consult your doctor to determine which pump is best for you. Insulin pump therapy is usually covered by health insurance with varying out-of-pocket costs. Many pumps include wireless connections to blood glucose meters, which use a sample of blood from your fingertip to assess blood glucose levels. Pumps differ in terms of the amount of insulin they store, and if they have a touch screen interface or are waterproof, and whether they offer a range of technological and security measures. Programmable boluses, configurable reminders, warnings for missed bolus doses or missed glucose measurements, and alarms in the case of a blockage that stops the continuous infusion of insulin via the pump are all possible safety and user features. One of the combined devices, which includes an insulin pump with a constant glucose monitoring sensor, may also be configured to stop delivering insulin if glucose levels fall below a certain level. Almost all pump manufacturers provide a return policy, which usually lasts 30 days from the date of shipment. You may well be able to return the pump if that is not a suitable fit for you after you have been taught correctly to use it. Check your insurance company's return policy for gadgets, as well as recovery of any deductibles or co-payments before making a purchase. The benefits of using an insulin pump. Number 4, there will be fewer needle sticks. When you change your infusion set on a pump, you'll need one shot every few days. Using a pump rather than injections allows you to better control your blood sugar levels. Number 3, you'll have fewer blood sugar lows, which is essential if hypoglycemia is a problem for you. It has the potential to lower your A1C levels. Number 2, meal and snack dosing is simpler. It's easy to schedule workouts. Number 1, it makes bolusing easier, and it aids in the management of early morning elevated blood sugar, often known as the dawn phenomenon. One thing to keep in mind is that if the pump fails, you'll need to have regular injectable insulin on standby. And insulin pump's drawbacks. Number 2, you'll have to enter data into the pump all day and replace the infusion set every several days. You must commit to using it carefully, which includes monitoring your blood sugar to ensure the pump is functioning properly. Otherwise, you risk developing diabetic ketoacidosis or DKA, a potentially fatal condition. Number 1, to learn how to operate the pump, you'll need training, which might take many visits with your doctor or a full day of outpatient instruction. Pumping supplies might be costly. An insulin pump may not be suitable for you if you don't want to wear a device that lets people know you have diabetes, or if you don't enjoy the feeling of wearing a gadget. You are not sure how to use the pump, and you should not monitor your blood sugar more than 4 times a day. You're not sure you want to put in the effort to figure out insulin dosage, carbohydrates, and exercise. Which pump is the most effective? All insulin pumps have advantages and disadvantages. What matters to you most will help you make your decision. Do you want it to be simple to set up, low initial investment? Is it simple to use? Because most insurance companies will only replace your pump after a few years of use. It's critical to choose one that suits your needs. Consider the following. Do you prefer a conventional pump, a tubeless pump, or a pump with a handheld remote? Insulin pump reservoirs store between 176 and 315 units. Smaller reservoirs may be good for children, while bigger reservoirs may be preferable for adults. Can the pump give tiny quantities of insulin? Children and individuals who are insulin sensitive may benefit from one that does. Does the pump include carb counts for typical foods to assist you in determining how much insulin you require? Is it possible for the pump to communicate with a blood glucose meter or a continuous glucose meter or CGM? Can you use the pump software on your phone or laptop?